All right. Hello, everybody. Let's see. We have a bit of a change here in the background. My name is Jan Vorak, aka Storyteller or Storyteller CZ on GitHub and similar social media. And today I'll be looking at using Windsurf and how it works in larger code bases and if it can get us, build for us a small feature, potentially a larger one if we get to it, and and see how it reacts, what it does, and if we run into any particular issues or anything else that might come along the way. So let me get started with screen sharing. Let's see. Let's do an entire screen. Hopefully we won't have any issues with that. That said, I'm streaming to YouTube, X, and Rumble. So if anything comes up, you can chat with me. Hopefully there won't be any issue in that. Apologies, I'm also having some other people messaging me at this moment, so I just quickly need to reply to that. So first of all, let's kill that sound. So for those of you who don't know, Windsurf is one of the LLM IDEs that are around, built on code, Visual Studio Code. So, and you can then select which model you want to use. Let me put that in here. So yeah, you can see all of that here. In our case, we are using Cloud 3.7 Sonnet. That's going to be so we will be using that. I'm using that in Liter Universe, which is a very complex system, and I have here quite advanced rules on describing all this entire system, how it works, and all those things. Though I want to do here one additional thing, because we now have in the docs. Let me open up a new window. I remember exactly. It should be llms.txt. Yes. So we have this new system which allows it the element to kind of see the entire documentation. Always check the documentation first. And yeah, there is that stuff. This guy also let me know how is it with sound. I have a window open because it's pretty hot here, but there's some noise, so I might drop out for a little bit and close the windows in just a moment. Yeah, it wants to remove that. Always check the documentation first. Yeah. So let's keep it that way, and I hope that this is enough of an instruction to always check the documentation before it starts doing some weird stuff. We did yesterday on the Meteor community channel a test of debugging, kind of mixed performance, some stuff good, some not so good. Specifically, one of the issues it had, it was to kind of figure out what is the client and server part and where it should put it properly, which I think here will be a bit more alleviated because a lot of the stuff for server I have in server itself. And hello there, Kelly. Good that everything sounds good. Now let me know if everything is visible properly. I'm going to make the center a bit bigger. And I am also now going to find our issue that we'll be working on. And I have been thinking about this for a little bit. Originally, here we go. Originally, I wanted to do it much later. much later, and but I think now this is a nice opportunity. So what this is we, and let me just actually move over here. So this is an idea that, if on Literary Universe you can publish stories and everything, but if you want to maybe write, but there's actually some automatic publishing as well. So if you have a story that's not published and then you publish a chapter, it will automatically publish the story itself as well. But some writers might just want to really make sure that the story does not get published or anything like that. They kind of want to write, as it says, into the drawer, so never to put it out, at least until they are ready. So this is kind of like hard stop from publishing. So let's first let's kind of switch here to chat. And before we even start, I want to also track how much credits and everything we have. So let's note that down to see how much usage we have. So we have 18 prompt credits used and 152 flow action credits used. So 18 prompt credits and 152 flow action credits. So that's our start. And then we'll kind of see at the end how much of that is still there. So first of all, also kind of let me kind of save the changes that we have. I still have some in there. So let's so let me kind of see there. And apparently I will have to take a quick phone. And okay, so apologies about that. That's something I will have to resolve, but let's see. Yes. And that is the, let's just put it like this for my reference. So apologies about that. I should have had that sorted earlier. So now we have a clean slate in my Git. So today we are coding a hard stop from publishing for writers who want to ensure that their stories and universes don't get published by accident. So and apologies, I have somebody yelling at me that needs my attention. So let's just get the stuff rolling here. Then I have to make a quick call. Apologies about that. That's get published by accident. And also we have here tools to access Figma and GitHub. I had issues always with the Figma access. We'll see how the GitHub access is going to go. See the feature described more here. In summary, we need to add a check into the universe and story settings that, if set, will prevent any publishing of universes and stories under each of them. Publishing of universes. Okay. This apologies. I also have to get some tea. This feature will only be available for adventure role. So we'll limit that. So they have adventure role is kind of our mid tier. So I think that well, let's leave it at adventure role for now. And if we look into here in the Figma, here, so the Figma design is here. So please prepare a plan of action. Please prepare a plan of action on how you will implement this. Or we want actually to say, please analyze the relevant code in app, and I want to add it so that it knows we are doing it in the app, because also have the admin application here as well. Prepare a plan of action on how you will implement this. Enter. So as this goes, let it work for a little bit, and I'll grab myself. Apologies, too many windows. I grab myself a tea and made a quick call for what's happening outside of this. I'll be right back with you. In the meantime, let's see how it does here. I'll give you this bigger view here. Okay, I have my tea and let's see. Okay, it's trying to already do stuff which I don't like. Just also kind of quickly look on how it affects our usage. So that's one prompt credit and 171. And we started on how many? 152. So it wasted, really wasted our credits here, probably a bit unnecessarily. This is, I think, one thing that really needs to be, or maybe I need just to figure out. So that's something maybe that really I need to figure out how to kind of limit it, not to go on these crazy too much into the future than what I wanted to do currently. So let's implement the hard stop publishing feature for writers at Adventure Role. Let's analyze the relevant code and prepare a plan of action. First, let's explore the code base to understand the current publishing flow and where we need to add the hard stop check. Let me search for code universe and story publishing. There are many results related to publishing. We narrow down search and focus universe and story settings where we need to implement the hard stop feature. We search for story setting components to understand the current implementation. So it's looking at that one, examine the universe and story settings component to understand how to implement this hard stop publishing feature. Let me continue. So it found the universe settings, story settings, then the rest of the implementation. So it does all the analysis. So I think this is where we lose a lot of the credits with the, maybe when it's trying to do the analysis of things, would make sense, and that's a fair use. Based on a system of code base, I'll prepare a plan to implement the hard stop publishing feature for writers and adventurer role. This feature will prevent accident publishing of universes and stories. Current understanding, the publishing function is controlled by published at field in both universe and stories collection. The input settings publish components is used both in universe settings and story settings. Scope and help publishing checkbox. The adventure role needs to be checked to enable this feature. So here is the first database schema updates. First, we need to add a new field, both the universes and stories collection, to store the hard stop publishing setting. So prevent publishing. Let me continue with implementation plan for the hard stop publishing feature. Now I'll add the same field to the stories collection. Default value false, optional true. That sounds good. Now I'll continue implementing the hard stop publishing feature. Let's modify the input settings published components to handle prevent publishing flag. And I think the good thing about this, I can do hit apply here, and it adds it in, so I don't have to kind of do another another command to do the implementation. So let's do that. Apply. And let's see this one. So use user roles workshop, prevent publishing, use field. Okay, that's the user. And I think this is something I want to really want to get more into. So let's close this up. Apologies, I have something that I need to explain to somebody. Trying to explain to somebody when I mean client side in technical terms, it means the actual browser, not the actual person behind there. Okay, let's go back to actually what really matters here. This is correct imports. I think instead of user, we really need the user ID. Let's see, where does it do the check? Oh, this is an old it's a very old component that I have here. You can know that because I still have here commented out prop types back before TypeScript. And so I think this can be done better. This is not related to my by the default publishing flag. Settings published. So what is this is doing here? We'll have to kind of see how it actually looks. And now the universe settings component to a hard stop publishing checkbox that will only be usable for use with adventure roles. So let's check that one. I think one of the users. So yes, import users. No, you will not need roles workshops. You will actually need the global roles. That will be. Let's see what it does. Where are you? Where does this has been that put? So it kind of didn't really finish. I asked it for a plan and it goes immediately into implementation. So that's not a good approach. And here it only did. don't even see where the rest that I'm supposed to approve is. It should be licenses. Where could it be? It should be somewhere around here. Publishing agreement, if no universe, so that's there. So, and there's for the input settings published here, which is like an extra pair of settings that, after you publish, then you can add a few more things like external sales. And there is some information here. So let's also get rid of these things that we don't need. I want to accept that. Let's start it up, and I will be starting it up. Let's see, I want to start this via my web storm. This is something else. So I'll start it here. npm run start. Oops. Classical problem, I need to be in the app to start things. Start local DB. And then we'll kind of start looking in here. So just that, I'm running that in a WebStorm outside. I still prefer WebStorm UI over the code and stuff. I just cannot get comfortable with it. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but there's just like something is not feeling right for me. And we'll see how this looks out, but this is really not complete, at least to my taste. So if I now go to my workshop, let's just say area I want to write into so it's not really here. So it has not really performed, and I don't want this here because that is not relevant to what's happening. They this is something users can do anyway. So let's jump to the write mode and say I've implemented the changes to the DB schema. The changes to the DB schema. Let's add, and let's take a look back at the design. Let's actually try to open it over here to see what's going to happen, and hopefully Figma is not going to crash my computer since I'm streaming. when you are sharing the entire screen and streaming, then things can get pretty wild when it comes to computer resources and whatnot. So so hi LM from Meteor Community. Just a recap, what I'm building is a feature to kind of have a hard stop or on publishing or safe mode, as it's called, prevent accidental publishing. So I'm trying to kind of figure out how to do it. So it correctly did the database schema. That's the easy part. And now I'm trying to get it. Let's add this option to the universe and stories settings. Refer to the Figma design. And let's now see if I can actually go to that Figma design. Almost. This is just the publishing, which kind of gets me that I want to try out. I do believe there's like an option to put in images. Figma design and the refer to the attached picture on how the option should appear in the settings. And just to recap, so that's that. The other ones we'll kind of get later. We don't have really yet this check, or what is it called? So that will be something we might need to do. So this, instead of this, the toggle. We don't have yet the toggle component in our component. It's not database. There's too many databases. In our component library. So just put a checkbox there for now. Let's see if it can manage that. The big thing here is that I want to I will do the toggle later on. And I want to see how this is going to perform with the image attached. So it did, it has the roles workshop instead of global. I'll fix that. And let's see, prevent publishing, type checkbox, component input checkbox, correct. Prevent accidental publishing, simple tooltip. So I think this should now appear. Of course, say roles workshops is not defined because that should be global roles or roles global. That's the proper one here. Let's see, is it imported? Yes. That is the correct import. There we go. Kelly has a nice comment. Watching the struggle with AI makes me glad I learned programming 20 years ago and I'm not diving in now. Same, but I think that's also a curse. Or I would say it reveals much wider issues. Because we who have learned it, we can navigate it, we can guide the AI, we can help it, we can fix its nonsense. But any beginning developer, they are in a very bad spot, I would say, because the AI is on equal terms with their capabilities, and that's an issue, I would say. Let's see. Okay. Oh, it actually realized that the roles globals is not there, so to fix it. But again, that should not be happening to an AI that has that should have known the context, should know all the variables. Why does it kind of dream like that? That's not good. But at least and it's not good primarily because it wastes my credits. That's the first and primary issue. So it does fixes those issues. And let's see how it looks here. Well, that is, well, it did what it was supposed to do in a way, maybe better than I like the design partially. So the only thing now that we need to change is I want to move it. I want to do actually two things. Please move the. But the thing is that you notice it did not implement it according to the image. So even though it has the feature, it's still not doing well. So we'll have to be more specific, maybe with the Figma design. I don't understand how people actually create whole apps with it. If it's like something simple, I did a couple, well, almost a month back. I did actually the Impact website, which is just HTML, CSS, and a little bit of JavaScript sprinkled on top of it. So it's like maximum 10 pages, HTML pages, plus all the stuff around it. That's very simple to do, and I really appreciate, I would say, AI in this, because it will do it quick, faster than I could, because these things are stuff that many people have already done, so there is no issue kind of to quickly pull that up and do it. Even I, if I was to do something, I would just probably try to do something from some starter or from some templates to speed things up, because this is a tedious, annoying work, and you just want to kind of go into the implementation details, the fixing the text here and there. So that's where it excels. I think that's definitely where it has a nice place. To create something more complex out of that, especially the Meteor. Again, if it is like a leaderboard, like we did on the dispatches. That has been done many times. It's in many examples. So it pretty much is just copying existing code and adjusting it slightly. So it's not a big deal. But once you start, and that's really where it struggles. Once you start getting into the details, or something more creative, something more novel, something that's that doesn't have the many examples, existing ones, then it struggles. So Alim is also replying here. I'll leave that for a little bit, and I'll write my next prompt here. Please move the check below the publishing check, and when prevent publishing is selected, the published at, or let's actually see what is the actual name of it, so that I can put it in there. Wait. Yes, okay, so it's published at. The published at check, when publishing is selected, the published at should be unselected and disabled. If published at is already set and disabled, which meaning that the story/universe is already published, prevent publishing should be disabled. So this way we prevent collisions. So let's do that. Potentially, maybe prevent publishing should be not just disabled, but disappear completely. Let's see if it considers that. So Alan asked if I got the Figma file attached to the context. No, I just put in a screenshot. It could not handle the screenshot. And Kelly says, by the time I got the element set up correctly, I'd have the app finished. Yeah. But on the other hand, once you set it up once correctly, it should be fine. Question mark for future usage as well. So let's see. So what is it trying now to do here? Where is my? There we go. The default values. Let's see. Let's check it actually adjusted the default values. That's the big important thing. So it added prevent publishing. That's correct. And it added it into the default values. So that is also correct. So now if it's used like from default values or from the universe, that's fine. This check here for user is pointless because if it's not a user, then of course it will not even show up the form itself. So we just do roles. So if it's adventurer, and then it does the checkbox. Okay, now I think this might be doing a little bit too much. So let's accept this. Let's look at the next edited file. So that's this. Okay, that's the definitions. Okay, that it did that correctly. And here we go to that was universe. Let's see story settings, global roles. It's removing here something. I'm not sure that's a good idea, but we'll get to that. Yeah, this would be a problem. Anyhow, projection actually is stupid here because we are on the client side. So that makes no sense whatsoever. Again, old code. Unless I wanted something specific not being included. Let's see. Can guys read the comments as I scroll down here? Okay, here we have prevent publishing. Wait, where's the rest of it? Okay, it's here. Why is it accepted? I have not accepted that. So that's a bit annoying. And it has still one more file to show me? No. You wanted that file. It still has. Okay, so that's that. So let's scroll here to this. I read the implementation of the hard stop publishing feature can seem that have been properly implemented in both universe and story components. Let me summarize. Database schema, type definition, UI component, default setting. The implementation writers with the eventual rules can prevent accidental publishing of their stories and universes. When prevent publishing is enabled, the published at checkbox is disabled publication, and the item is already published. The prevent publishing checkbox is disabled. And comments from Kelly here. Someday, though, maybe I can just set up an AI that handles clients, writes the code, and sends the bills, and then I'll just work in my garden and live off the money the AI generates for me. Yes. That is, I think, the dream of many, and I think like reality with any other technology that promised similar things in the past. It's just not going to happen. I think also potentially LLMs might be just the interim steps to general AI, but I think that kind of might require a little bit different approach on making this. But I'm not an expert, so in the area. Or I could just opt out now and grow and sell food. It's actually, I think, very interesting that a lot of programmers, in a way, at least that I've kind of known or that I've kind of vibed with. If things don't work out, they are considering just to go into farming and be in nature and away from technology altogether. It's kind of like the meme that the programmer at home has all the technology logged in one place, and there is an emergency gun next to the printer just in case it makes a weird sound that it's not supposed to make. So that's interesting. I think the big challenge here as the next step, which I would like to check, is I want it to actually be automatic. Please make sure that the changes to the fields are also happening as the user makes the selections. Final form has utilities. It has utilities that tell you the value of another field, and from that you can manually change the state of the current field. Let's just add here the React final form so it kind of knows where to look at, which is like another thing with being programmer, to know where to look at. You don't just or to know what's possible and so on. So that's there we go. It starts working on it. What should I do? Should I review it, or should I just wipe code it and let's see what happens? That's I think, also maybe in a way, people who like build entire applications, as you have seen, a lot of them really don't have that much of a clue, so they very quickly build things, but also very quickly get destroyed by the intricacies of building actual service. From what I've heard from other people who use this, is it allows them, very quickly to tell it like, take this template, where they have it like trained it that it uses specific templates to create stuff, and create a new component like this, and inside that, or like a structure of component and all our stuff around that, and this is the Figma design for it. And while we are waiting for this to work, I will have to look at it. Yes, it's over here. Let's see if I need to figure out how properly can I see if maybe if I can, that would be the next step to kind of the redesign. So let's keep that. So let's just accept the changes here. And so this is for published ad, and okay, this looks wrong to me. This should not. Let's see how it actually fares in the wild. It doesn't even produce the correct code. Universe settings, and I thought I exited everything. Universe settings. Okay, I've just clicked here, so it actually tries to explain and fix, which is probably unnecessary. But let us find a fix, because it's like I would say another thing that where I would really like to have it, because if it's that's the issue. That's the issue. That's not how it's supposed to be, because it is a self-closing thing, and this is where it kind of fails on debugging. And honestly, for some, as I said, I don't like the design or the UI here of the code. It doesn't like. That's probably one big thing I have to change. So let me just let me jump over here into WebStorm and see if I can figure it from here, where it has, because it has somewhere in here is an issue that it has not properly closed something. My guess would be somewhere in the some field issue. So published at, this is also done incorrectly. Field name, yeah, I'm not happy with how, and I think field input checkbox. Somewhere around here, it's the, there will be an issue with the closed. Let's see, is this fixed with AI? Of course, yeah. Like another thing I find, I feel that also a lot of the automatic fixes that they used to have in the past, they have replaced with just fix with AI, fix with AI. And if the problem is if the AI makes the mess, then that doesn't work. That's an issue at the end of simple tooltip. Where do we have the simple? Oh, look at that. This is correct. Simple tooltip. Let's see. Corresponding JSX closing tags for field set is missing, probably. So I have field set. Yeah, I have only 3 here. That's which one starts. Lex item. That's field set. Okay. Yes. There we go. So it will be the, where does the field start and where does it starts, but then no, it does go there, but as we see here, that's interesting. It thinks yes, there's some tag that's open somewhere around here. This is open. This is, oh, this is closed. This is closed. This is closed. This is closed. Encapsulated in the field. Oh, suggestion is to put this into a grok. So let's give it a try. No, igrok. So let's see. It appears I have an issue with closed element in the following code. Please find and fix the issue. Let's see what grok tells us. LM has you using elements for code responsibly is not vibe coding. So coding responsibly. No, it did not go. Why? Or is this it? Oh, that's my question. Regenerate. Let's see. This is command prompt publishing. There's an extra closing. Okay, so that's always hard to spot. That doesn't correspond to opening tag, causing a syntax error. Here's the correct prevent publishing. So I just have to fix the field in prevent publishing. Let's see if that's would not surprise me if that was the case. So or maybe was that too much? Let's save and see if that works, but it doesn't look like I've put it correctly. Fill and field. But at least now I know what I'm looking for. But it must be somewhere here, something about simple tooltip. Does not like that extra opening. Simple tooltip, that's closed. This is self-closed. This is self-closed. This is self-closed. Am I blind or what? What is the reference to? This is for the input checkbox as a whole. What am I missing? End of field. Or is it this one? Yes. Ta-da. Maybe not. There are still some. Wait, what is this? Yeah, this is not. I think maybe this entire thing might be wrong. Field that ends, then we have the simple tooltip. It should be correct. Good. Let's see. Oh no, we have some extra here, which we need to remove. But wait, why? That should be correct. So why is it? Why is that unexpected? Let's get rid of them, and I think this might not be an issue. Or is it? Okay, no. It should be fine. It's just that we have it twice. That's why it did not properly remove this thing. So this should not be here, and then we have it like that, or it should be correct like that. Yes, just took a while. Okay, and now it's there. So fixing things like this is one of the only things I really like AI for, instead of wasting 20 minutes hunting down some random character in 100 lines of React. That's very very correct. So I need to, that is one thing I really need to get into my I would say workflow. Would be fine with that. But it did not do the feature correctly, as you can see. Oh no, almost. So let's add it. The feature is still incomplete. Right now, I can select both publish at and what is the other one called? Prevent publishing. That should not be possible. Let's see, because and it'll give me all bullshit like, yes, you are correct, and yes, exactly, you're right. The implementation is incomplete. So sometimes I have like wonder if I don't have to like try to do like continue, type continue a few times, continue implementing and all that stuff for it to actually finish, because it seems like it likes to finish a bit earlier than it should. So let's accept changes. And let's give this another try. So area, I really want to get. No. Did I? No, it's completely broken. Did I not accept that? I accept that everywhere. Okay. It does stupid things. Okay. No, there is no reaction to checking one or the other. Redo the, let's put in the exact fields so that when one is selected, the other is deselected and disabled. Let's be more specific in this aspect. See, honestly, I was hoping that we would have been done with this half an hour ago, but we haven't even gotten to the server side of things. Now it's using FormSpy. That's what I wanted from the beginning. Thank you. Let's do the refresh. And it messed up again. Again, the same issue here. It just starts doing some weird. Oh, it's still continuing. Okay, let's give it a try. Okay, here we go. Let's think. Maybe I was a bit premature there. So for SPY is not defined. That's a simple fix. And exactly, that's a simple fix here. Apply changes. Let's move to the top. Okay, here it has it correctly. It's strange that it didn't have it on the other one. Let's go. So if I publish this, this is not selectable. Good. If I do it the other way around, perfect. I want to get to the design, but I actually want to finish this feature technically in the backend as well. So let's do that. I should have probably mentioned FormSpy to it at the beginning to use it like that to make it easier. Let's see. I'm kind of sad because actually forms and doing form spies and all the other things here, that is something I would really like to move to the AI to work on. And we've wasted most time on this. So let's see if it can do better. If it can do better on the server. Now let's check on the server side to make sure that the new setting is respected. So we need to do is let's see, we need to do a couple of things. So So we'll come back to the UI and after we actually get this properly out, because I have what I have into Universe is, for example, in a story, when you publish a chapter, it publishes the story, and once the story is published, it's checked that if the universe is not published, that it publishes the universe. So we have a check in universe and story, universe, story, and chapter publishing, that when a new chapter gets published, it will check that story is published. If not, then it will automatically publish the story when a when a story is published, it will in turn check that the universe, if attached to, is also published. Add hard stops to respect the add checks to prevent this behavior if and we named it publish that, if prevent publishing, prevent this behavior if prevent publishing is set to true. So let's see if it can at least handle that. We have a discussion going on between Kelly if LLMs intentionally are trying to mess things up so that you burn more credits. Show me your incentives and I'll tell you the outcome. That's very much true. Paper token equals friction to use more tokens. In this, I am kind of a mixed, because that would be one assumption. I'm just not entirely sure how accurate that is, because then you can kind of come to a point where the AI will not become economically viable compared to just a human professional. So maybe the incentive is that the pay of developers or programmers kind of to push it down from the heights that it used to be to some regular job. So, but I don't think that's necessarily, because then they will lose the edge. But maybe that's what the big corporates kind of want to get out of it. So given what other things they have supported in the past, Kelly says the LLMs also seem to be extremely verbose in their responses, which seems to burn more tokens as well. Yes, and that is across the board. I've kind of said, that all the AIs are super chatty, especially if you engage like the thinking mode and everything. But there it makes sense. And I think that's the default settings. I need to figure out how to probably make them less chatty. And Kali makes a good observation. It's just keep the cost slightly below developer salary, and the corporations are going to gobble it up and pay it. I'll leave my opinion, or I'll say I agree with that, and I won't further explore this right now because that would then turn into a whole big potential rant. So here's what I have done. Maybe actually let's check the Windsurf rule here. Project structure. Let's add here, if I can. Yeah, just look at all these instructions to just be able even to provide something viable, but at the same time, in a way, I think potentially, is this really that much different from what you would kind of have to do or tell a junior developer or anybody coming new? So that's one thing. Keep summaries short and to the point. Let's see if we add these things, if it will. If it will be, it will help. Keep summaries short and keep responses short and to the point. And I might expand that later to tell it to, hey, I am, a professional developer. I don't need to have all these, senior developer is checking the changes. So focus only. So don't provide trivial context. That's that. So let's see if that maybe helps with these things. So here's what I have done. Added a check for story prevent for auto-publishing a story when its first chapter is published. The story will still be linked to the chapter, but won't be automatically published if prevent publish is enabled. Updated publishing logic universe, add story count universe function to check for investments. Auto-publishing a universe, even when a story is added to the universe won't be automatically published if prevent publishing is enabled. And yeah, so I don't need these additional information. That just burns. So let's start here with the chapters. Okay, story update published at. Yes, and I think what we can. What if we can, because then it starts doing a lot of a lot of other things. In stories, when a new chapter is published, prevent the chapter publication altogether if story.prevent publishing is true. Instead, publish the chapter as a beta reader revision. So this way we add a little bit more. Let's see here. Let's accept the comment. And I think here it says publishing, but it should kind of stop here. This is again, we can just do I can just do something here. So if universe prevent publishing is true, I'll just return 0 or whatever. So, because then set. Add story counts to universe. No, we don't want to. And let me check what is the. Okay, so that just published add. I might actually want to add here like the stories count, but no, actually not, because that will just mess up the data. So for universe, we are all set. And let's see if it can do the more advanced stuff. Kelly has a nice comment. I'll leave it just be as a bonus. Okay, so its meter is server and application. So we get the story. I think it's going. Oh, it's just completely adding new things. Okay, interesting. So we get story. Story ID, projection, prone, publishing, universe ID, fanfiction, hiatus from, cancelled ad. Okay. Effective publishing type, prone publishing, and publication type is readers. That would be beta. Otherwise, okay, that's nice. Okay, one of the issue is how to name things. It's nailed it here. Very nice. Let's need more space. If story, well, thing is, if you don't have a story, you cannot really do anything here. Throw not found. If prime publication is true and a publication wait, that should be how it is. We'll check in a moment. Publication type equals reader. Then instead, it adds in chapter ID, user ID, revision. Wait. I'm not sure this is the. the correct. Okay, so it's revisions, content. Okay, so it's published as beta and readers. Okay, so it did that correctly. It's been a year since I've checked this part of the code, and if publication reader, it does all the things. This looks fine. Okay. All right, let's go to the writer and when the story, when story prevent publishing is true, then disable the button to publish a chapter for general audience. Will require a bit of a searching around. Oh, nice! It did it very nicely. It looked at the query, or in this case, the method, and from that it found, okay, it's in this component. That's one place where it's being used, but that's not the correct entirely. There's still one missing. So, so it did it correctly over here, but this is just a revision manager. You fixed it correctly in the revision manager, but not in the story editor. Look it up in, and let me add in here this one. I'm always a little bit confused in there as well, which component is what. So it's not going. Okay, so it goes through all of the files. Let's see. So we still have, if once this is correct, I still want to, there's still three things. I need to make sure that if the universe is set, it automatically sets the stories as well underneath it. We need to make sure that the new INTL strings are put into INTL, and we need to style our toggle. Schedule publication model. That's the model I think you want. I'm not sure that that's the one to really. Let's check. Story editor menu bar, prevent publishing. Okay, and okay, that's correct. And over here, so what it does, it of course receives that information, and new public disable, cannot publish while prevent publishing is enabled in the story. Good. It has this thing's all here. I saw something over here. No, this is just adding. It's like one thing I still haven't really gotten it to. Why is it removing this? Story editor menu bar. Let me check. No, I don't want Spotify. Let me check over here. Story editor menu bar. Story editor menu bar. Schedule publication. Okay, it's unused, so, or is it? Am I building on top of some other existing? Doesn't look like it. Okay. Let's see. So it removed this, and I don't have it here. So yeah, that was. Let's see. Or now we shall see if it actually is correct or not. No, that was not correct. Reject. I'll have to double check that one if it's really needed or not. And yeah, last one. Let's kind of go into the story editor and in our test application. I want to check or actually no, let's do this step by step as it should be fully. So if a universe gets checked as print publishing through all the stories created in it should have the same setting by default. It should not be possible to check to change this setting on a story until the universe prevent publishing, which is universe prevent publishing, is set to false. This way, we don't publish a story in a universe without the universe itself. So let's do that, and then we can check the. So what I want to do is I want to check it on my universe to do the check, then to see if it propagates to the story setting. I should probably get ready to open my Mongo database. And following that, I want to go into the editor to see if the published or publish call is disabled as well, or the publish button. So I think with the big projects where you will burn a lot of credits is if you allow it to run and do all the analysis. So you might want to be then very specific on which files it should be working in. Yeah, which files it should be working in, and from that, hopefully it won't do all the crazy checking. But let's say. Okay, so it does this inheritance very nicely. I just inheritance. It's a good question if that's enough. And I would reckon not. So good, but that was just for new stories. We need to make sure that the option gets applied to existing stories in the universe as well. Might not be necessary because we're going to have the checks that will prevent the publishing waterfall, but it's still better because then it saves us computational, I would say, powers as well. If we have that stop one level down. Universe ID. So universe, check if the universe is print published. Okay, so we'll do this when I actually save the story, which prevents accidental disabling downline, which is good. Let's see here, it also adds it here as well. I'm fine with that. Any more changes here? Okay. And now let's see. Okay, it checks that. It will then confirm with the universe that already set. If it's actually correct or if it's new. And then it will move these stories to not being able to publish. Okay, that's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. And in this case, it probably saved me like 15 minutes or so when I would have to actually go through it manually and do it. So for this, it's pretty nice, which means now we can go and fully test if it actually works. We have seen the code, we've approved of the code. and now it's time to ensure it actually works. So save. Ooh, internal server error, not starting on a good way. What do we have here? Okay, this is just, yeah, we need to put in the translations. Cannot read properties of undefined. Max rating. Okay, so that's not related to what what it was working on, which is not universe.update. There we go. And I want to see max rating, file manager settings here. Okay, so that's just that fix. Unrelated feature. Thing is, it will not happen with the newer universes which have like defaults for this. This was this universe specifically predates the feature that's in question here. So let's try again. No. Universe 176. What? Cannot tell properties of undefined. I think I probably need to do this. To make it sense, yes. Or let's make it more interesting. And that will be over here, else universe object manager settings. Be like that, so it gets set. No, it is. Oh, I will have to probably do that a bit earlier. Actually, establish the if no. If it doesn't exist, then actually set it up, and then I can just return to how this was. So in this case, I can even simplify it. Okay, that was a bit of a side note. Well, let's keep on our journey. And it is a bit of a disappointment because I was hoping that this would only take 1 hour, and we are already at a second hour. Stories collection is not defined. That's quite a big error. But this one is an error of the AI. Did not do the import, I believe. Yes, it did not do the import as it should have. Which is kind of a basic thing that should have been checked. But Let me get there. Okay, that has happened. There were some issues there. Let's check our settings. If it's set, yes, it is set. Now what we want to go is to our stories. Everything is a draft here. Let's check our setting. And it is here and it's disabled as it should be. Perfect. So I'm going to go into prologue here. This is what I was expecting. So let's see if it can go. When I go to the story editor, I get following error. Let's go and fix it. In the meantime, I'm going to get a bit of a snack and probably get myself a new tea soon. I need my sugar to keep my brain working. Okay, I think. I think it just needs to find out where it needs to pass the info and everything. So okay, it receives it over here. That's good. It put back in this thing, which is interesting. And it added the definition, which I was probably lazy in the past to add. It's still running. Okay. Okay, it's fixing stuff it doesn't need to. On the other hand, at this point, yes, this is this is way past prime. So okay, now we have that. Save beta. If I click publish, not good. I can still save here and prepare publication. That is the entire the button to display the publication model should be disabled in its entirety. Let's see if it can fix through that. I'm really hoping that we can also get to the let's see, let's start. Let's see if it can do that. Just accept this for now. This is the wipe coding part once the sugar levels have dropped and you just don't want to be bothered. Okay, why is it removing my Oh, I think it might have misinterpreted. So this should be. I just wanted to copy paste. Why was that preventing me from doing that? Let's just refresh completely and see if that's. No. It did not do what it should have. No. The button still. I can still click the publish button and the. Let's actually do. Let's see if the prevent publish is. It's actually coming in here properly. That's what I'm thinking might be the issue. So let's put that in a log and get it sorted. Undefined. Button. Run publish. Publishing. Is undefined in the story editor menu bar. And I don't know which one is right now. That was the admin one. Let's see. So it needs now right now to figure out where it's not being passed. Okay. Yes. So it added it here. Let's see if that's going to work. Well, yes, it's true. And nothing happens. Now it's trying to add it into the story translator. That's very nice of it. Not bad. I just want little last adjustments before I go on to the final step of the IDs. Oh, wow. Okay, there's quite a bit of a change. I'll have to kind of accept that to see. Okay, I'll let it go. It's still generating, so let it cook, as it's the saying. Now I apply changes and see what monstrosity we have here that's broken. I think it's trying to be a little bit too smart. And as you can see, it still is very verbose at the end describing the items. I think here we might have also conflict with the what I've inserted it to do versus what is most likely the Windsurf, or if you use cursor settings underneath it to actually do this. So I think this is going to blow up on us because it's very red. Okay. Now it works correctly, but it would be nice to have a tooltip there that will explain what is happening rather than just title, which doesn't display properly. So that's the last adjustment I want here. I want here, then I want it to, and I have to double check there if it's in the rules, but I'm pretty sure it is in the rules that all the newly created INTL text needs to be in the INTL package in the English section so it can be translated. Let's use a simple tooltip. That's nice. And let's take a look. There we go. Good. That's good. Maybe later I'll switch that to be below. That's not a problem. Let's see. Okay, to wrap it up. Last, we need to create all the new strings from strings for React INTL in the INTL package, and I just want this package translation files so that they can be translated and we don't get error messages in console. So and that one is very easy to check. Just have to do a review of the commit and see that it's there. So it will. Let's see. I haven't really put many instructions there how it should do, but no, we check workshop.js file. which it will not. You can see it actually splits up the analysis there. It goes from one line, line 1 to 100, 101 to 300, and so on. I do wonder if each of these analysis, and I think that's probably the case, is a token being used. Okay, that looks correct. All righty. I think we already went over 2 hours. So let's finish up here. I would say this feature is then done. And that was a small feature. If I was doing that, let's see. Let's have a one-to-one talk here, guys. If I was doing that, the what I would do faster for sure would have been the forms. That's where it really tripped and has been lost a lot of time. Again, probably with better instructions, it might have worked out better. Maybe also having like the design file, but that's what we'll try next time. I'll try really hard to get it properly connected to Figma and to make sure that it can take the design and actually implement it. That will be my kind of task for next time. Or we'll spend the stream trying to figure out how to do that. I completely forgot to turn off that beautiful meteor logo in the back. So that would definitely take me longer at this. Oh, sorry, not longer, shorter time. At the same time, I would be more annoyed because with the form spies and all that stuff, that gets super annoying. And once it actually figured out it should use that, it went really nicely. On the server side, I think that it went faster than I would have, just by the nature that I need to type it out. So that would have taken me a bit longer because I'm human. And finally, the final stuff there with moving it to the disable button and all that stuff, that would definitely be I think that would be about equal. So all that said, but I think with everything said and done, I would still be about 50% faster in implementing this. I think I could have done this under 1 hour. And that says, 2 things. First of all, I need to improve my prompts. I think that's a big part of it, improving the prompts so that it can be more focused, more efficient with the time, with the with tokens. And speaking of tokens, let's check our usage. So 36 and 335. 335. So that gets us, we started on 18 credits. So we used actually 18 prompt credits. And then we used 183 flow action credits, which, again, I think this can be optimized with better prompting, more directions. And then I kind of get into dilemma. Should I write these, direction, which will take more time so that, I can do it faster? Or should I just, because sometimes, if it's if statement and everything, I could just go and do it. Really no reason there for AI. So I think these are the things that we will be discovering right now as we see the prompt credits is not an issue. It's the flow action credits that I run out of, and that I have to optimize. You can see I have 1100s left. I think the goal going forward, right now we are keeping under 200. So I think the next time I'm doing small feature like this is to keep it under 150 or below one, or like around the 100 flow action credits. That will be the ultimate goal here, to figure out how to properly keep it under. Let's see. Okay, still set. How to keep it under those numbers. I think that's really going to be the crucial thing, because if we can keep it under that, then I think that the next time is going to, or like the big thing is going to be planning, how much credit is it going to take to build a feature. That might be of super interest. So yeah, let's that will be for the future to figure out and decide. So all right, guys, don't forget to like if you like what I've been doing. Subscribe if you haven't already. You can follow me on X, here on YouTube. I no longer stream to Twitch for this. Just too many spam bots, or not only spam bots, but solicitors trying to sell me fake views and whatnot. And I opened Rumble to see if anybody there would be interested to watch my content, and also kind of to play with the technicalities behind the scenes a little bit, because it's a bit different system. And if you want to, kind of me to get into more interesting things and afford more stuff, then you can sponsor me on GitHub sponsors. So github.com/sponsors/storytellercz. That's where you can find me and kind of see what you will get a bit more behind the scenes, which I'm right now in the middle of reworking, and there are some I would say big changes coming up. So I would recommend that you jump on one of the subscription tiers, because I will be most likely retiring all of them and creating a new one. But if you remain on one of the existing one, then you will be grandfathered in. So that is that's what's coming there. And I had an idea for next week. I will get up the schedule up and running for weeks to come. Once again, my name is Jan Vorak, aka Storyteller. You can check me out there as well, or you can also schedule call.com/storyteller. You can schedule a call with me if you have any questions or need help with anything related to Meteor and relevant fields. So yeah, I'll be back on Monday with some exciting stuff. So just keep an eye out on the channel. That's why you should hit the subscribe and the bell icon to know what's coming out next week and week after. I'll figure something really nice. Also, let me know in the comments if you would like to see more AI content, or if you want me to go into something specific or then not. I usually have technical content for the most part, but at least once a month or in a while I'll do a non-technical technical stuff as well, some world building and all these other fun stuff. So with that, have a great week, and I will see you on Monday. Or maybe not, because actually there's vacation, damn it. If not on Monday, then on Tuesday. I'll move it, no worries. And now, for real, let me end the stream before I start getting in the circles. See you around, guys. Have a nice week. Happy Easter and all that stuff.